Hi, it's Angel with Ice Times Hockey Southwest, and I am here today with John Kavanagh. I'm going to let John give you an explanation of his title, what he does, and what he's doing here at the West Coast Elite Prospect Camp.
Well, thank you. No, it's I just recently retired after 31 years of coaching and started a company called Pyramid Hockey. And what we do is work with individuals, work with organizations, people like Brent and this wonderful thing they're running here. And we work with players' ability to think the game, hockey IQ. So when the opportunity came up for Brent to have me come in here and work with this camp, he's done an excellent job. It's only its second year, but you can see by the participation and the amount of players that they have here, and I believe it's a full camp, and the college coaches that he's brought in, the junior coaches, it's really, really great for the families of the people in this Arizona area, the Phoenix area, to have this opportunity for their kids to play locally in front of such esteemed coaches.
So tell me a little bit about that. So many people think hockey is just about the skill, but it really is about thinking too, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's, it doesn't matter whatever level. You'll hear it from the Coyotes, whether it's tip or obviously not tip anymore, but the coaches at the NHL level all the way down to the youth level is the players are physically now, they're physical specimens, their ability to skate and their skills. Everybody has these coaches, and so their physical development is really rapidly improved and grown, whereas their mental ability just hasn't kept up. It hasn't remained parallel. So it's something that I'm really passionate about. I think it's something that the people here this last couple of days have really learned to appreciate, and certainly much like analytics in the NHL, you're going to see IQ become more and more important and something that's probably going to be kind of continuous throughout the levels of hockey from NHL all the way down.
Perfect. I've noticed, like you said, there are a lot of kids here. Do you know how many this weekend? About 16 maybe?
Yeah, I believe he actually has, there's 6 teams, and I believe they're all full, so he's probably close to 120 players, which is outstanding again. Yeah. And it's great for this area. Not typically, it's a non-traditional hockey area. I mean, obviously we have an NHL team here, but the commitments that the families make here in Phoenix area for the kids to play, obviously you got to travel a long ways to play neighboring AAA programs. So again, Brent's done an excellent job with this camp, and in talking with all the coaches that are here, guys that have been doing camps like this for a long time. It's just incredible to see how successful he's made this, and just the opportunities. Again, you just want to be able to not have kids and families have to fly all over the country for the same opportunity. So for Brent and West Coast Elite to provide that here in Phoenix area is outstanding.
But just a plug on top of that, the really neat thing about this weekend is there are kids here from all over the country and Canada. So what a neat thing to have it here in Phoenix, but also to people around the country recognizing that this is a great place to come.
Well, and that's a tribute to Brent and what he's created, right? When something's good, the word of mouth travels and people want to be part of that. And I think that's when you see and you know you've done something well, is when you see people from BC come down. I spoke with a gentleman earlier today from Detroit that's come in. So that's because of the quality. I mean, it's not because there's not those opportunities in their own current cities. It's because of the quality of the camp. So I said that's all on Brent and the staff and what he's done here. And for me, it was my first year. It was just really cool to be part of it. I truly believe in the process of teaching, and so the opportunity to have 120 people that are really into it. And I did a presentation last night for the parents as well. So again, educating people on the game and how they can improve, and helping parents on how they can help their kids improve is something that's really passionate for me. And again, Brent was kind enough to bring me in and let me be part of this.
So not to take anything away from the camp in any way, shape, or form, but obviously we have a very talented man standing here with us. How can people contact you if they want to utilize your services at other camps or on a one-on-one basis? Or well,
I said it's Pyramid Hockey. I was a huge John Wooden fan, so for any of those people that understand, John Wooden created the Pyramid of Success. My company's Pyramid Hockey, and you can go to pyramidhockey.com. Okay. Follow me on Twitter at John Kavanagh on Twitter. Again, I every day post a Pyramid Hockey tip of the day. It's an IQ tip of the day. It's out there for all people to see. And again, I truly just believe in the process of teaching and the education part of it. But I think what you've seen, what I'm doing, if you talk with a lot of the NHL coaches, like I said, it will probably be in the next 5 years, where just like skating coaches or skills coaches, you're going to see every NHL team have some form of an IQ coach that works with players' ability to think the game. So just trying to stay one step ahead and give Brent credit for finding it in his budget to bring me out here.
Sure, absolutely.
Giving me the opportunity to do this. Like I said, I do think that you're just going to see it continue to grow. And again, it's a process, right? We hear that word used so much in sports. It's a process. So this is just part of the process.
We sure appreciate your time.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for coming to our great hot state.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, we're back here with not only a scout, but a GM of a program here, Mr. Patrick Kavanagh. Introduce yourself for us and let us know who you are, who you're with, etc.
Thanks for the introduction.
You bet.
Great. My name is Patrick Kavanagh. I'm with the Hampton Roads Whalers of the USPHL on the East Coast, and I've come out here this week, obviously, to look for some players to round off. We have two teams that are there. Our teams generally play in around the Massachusetts area, and a lot of our players go on to play in NCAA schools. We're also a pretty big promoter of players that go on and play in the North American League and even the USHL. So know Brent, and this is my second year with the program. I've really been impressed with what he's done here, and the caliber of players is so impressive out of Arizona here, and it's a testament to a lot of what Brent has done thus far.
Yeah, I know Brent quite well, and I know he had the camp last year, and I'm amazed at not only how many kids he has here this year, and of course the great scouts and GMs, but also the caliber kids and where they come from. I mean, it's not just Arizona kids here, right?
Definitely not. They're from all over, and I brought 5 with me. My son's here is a 2000. I brought 4 other players from the East Coast, so it was worth the long flight, and it's been every bit.
Is it worth the heat?
Well, they complain about the heat. It's supposed to be a heat wave here, but there's no humidity.
I know.
We can live with it.
I'm with you. Wonderful. So when you're here, what are you looking for in kids nowadays? So many times I hear, these kids are superstars, and there's so many superstars now. So is there anything in particular? Is it attitude? Is it a mixture?
Well, most of the guys that have been coaching long enough at the higher levels and take pride in their program will tell you that good people count first. Good character, good integrity, good work ethic. With those 3 things, you can make any player that you want. Without work ethic, without commitment, the journey through hockey takes a lot of peaks and valleys. So you got to be able to boost the player up. You've got to be able to get through the tough times to enjoy the good ones.
Sure, that makes sense. So, and you are from Massachusetts, you said?
Virginia.
Virginia, I apologize.
Okay.
I thought I heard that in there somewhere. So
well,
from Virginia.
We play in Massachusetts
you said that.
League.
Okay.
That's right.
So, and USPHL.
Correct.
Okay. So I know because my son plays juniors, there are so many leagues out there, and it's so confusing as being a hockey parent, and you're coming up and your kid is 18 years old, and you're like, what the heck do I do? Any recommendations for parents out there? Just keep sending them to these camps. What do you recommend as far as?
Well, this is kind of, there's camps all over, as you know, and if you're looking for them, you can find a million of them. But what Brent's done here has really been great, because not only does it promote the local players here and the players that come, but the intimacy, for lack of better words, that they have with the coaches is something that's unique. It's refreshing for us because we get to know the player by watching them in a practice, by watching them on the bench. It's far different than when you go to these camps and there's 600 guys sitting up in the stands looking down at players they've never seen before. It's hard to get perspective on who they are.
Sure.
And to me and for the Hampton Roads Whalers, that's a key part of our recruiting. We want to know the players, we want to know the families, we want to know their objectives, we want to know their goals, and see if we fit.
So I'm going to give you a couple minutes here. I'd like you to, for lack of better words, plug your program. Tell us about your program and are you guys winning? Are you losing? Or all that fun stuff that the hockey fans want to know here.
Well, we won the championship 2 years ago in our league.
Awesome.
Last year we lost in the finals by a couple goals on the last game. Our program has historically been very, very successful from a win-loss standpoint, but what makes our program so great is the promotion of our players.
Sure.
And that's, at a tier 3 level of junior, you want to be moving your players up.
Sure.
And in that regard, we're one of the best in the country. We have a very high percentage rate of moving our players up. We have the 2 players here that are out here, Brandon Osmondson and John Monkovich, that were tendered to Corpus Christi of the North American League as 98 birth years.
Wow.
My son's a 2000, so he's on his way to playing with our teams. And, we go as far as last year at this camp. I got an invitation to go to Beijing.
Oh, wow.
From this camp. And
wow.
I went and I pulled a player back from Beijing with me, and he lives at our house. So,
that's amazing.
It's
what an awesome opportunity. Yeah, it really is. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say about this weekend or the program or just hockey in general? Or
the hospitality's been great here. I'm really impressed with Brent and his program. It's great because I get to meet different coaches and people in hockey that I've never met before.
Sure.
So the networking opportunity is great. We have good times on and off the ice here, and we get to talk and share about players. But I'd really like to promote this camp to people who might see this video in the future, because it really is a tremendous opportunity, a unique opportunity that's different from most of the other camps that I've gone to. And me bringing 5 of our players is a testament to how good I think it is from a customer standpoint.
Absolutely. That's amazing. We sure do appreciate having you here, and thank you for your time, and we hope to see you next year.
I think you will.
Okay, great.
Nice
Thank you so much. Hi, we're back again here at the West Coast Hockey Elite Junior Exposure Camp, and I'm sitting here with Mr. Ryland Firster. I've screwed that up like 4 times now, so my apologies to you, sir.
No
this is the general manager and head coach, and he has a team in BC. And go ahead and tell us a little bit about where you're from, your team, all that good stuff.
Well, I coach in the British Columbia Hockey League.
Okay.
Considered to be one of the top junior A leagues in North America. I coach in West Kelowna, a wonderful place. It's where we play in the interior division, one of the best divisions in junior A hockey. Our program is much like any other program in the BC Hockey League now. We're practicing every day, working out, going to yoga. Our kids are Division I bound. That's what we're trying to do, is get the Division I scholarships and obviously push them to the next level. We were fortunate last year to win a national championship in West Kelowna, which is called the Royal Bank Cup, so it's still something we're very proud of. Obviously, we'd like to get back to that next year. And certainly coming down to camps like this are outstanding for us. Brent was an assistant coach, or basically an associate head coach with me for 4 years up there, and now has come down here and has really hit a home run with this camp. There's so many good players here, and in the British Columbia Hockey League, we're allowed 6 imports. So we're allowed 6 American players, and there's so many good U.S. players now that teams really fill them, and it's quite a dogfight to try to try to get them. So again, we're down here, scouting and biting, clawing, scratching, and stealing with these other guys here to try to get some players.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I just wanted you to see real quick. Hold that ring up. That's pretty darn cool here. That you guys got those for winning your league championship?
No, we won all of Canada. We had to win our league. And then we had to win another tournament for Western Canada.
Sure.
And then we had to go to the national tournament to win. So it's kind of funny, and obviously we had a great owner. Our owner Mark Sheen, he has to buy those rings.
Yeah.
For us. So it's like, so we really, we won the championship, but our owner had to buy those rings, and they are really, really nice. And it's funny, they say the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in sports, and I'm certainly not downplaying that at all. But we played, that would be 28 games if they had 4 rounds, best of 7. Well, we played 35 playoff games last year, and we'll play 4 games in 5 nights. So again, something we're really, really proud of. Obviously it takes a lot of things to win a national championship.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I mean, just to win our league was a feat in itself. The parity is unbelievable. The teams are so good, and then after that you have to get out and then you have to win 2 more tournaments. So again, something we're quite proud of.
Wow, I'm sitting here with a celebrity here.
I wouldn't say that.
So that being said, obviously there's a lot of hockey in Canada. Correct. And there's probably a lot of really dynamic camps.
Absolutely.
Besides the relationship you have with Brent, which is absolutely important and something that is one of the reasons we all work together, what makes this camp good? What makes this camp,
Well, first and foremost, the way he runs it's run professional. I think the kids get full dollar value because we do practices and we do games. And the thing that I like about the practices is the fact that we get to interact more with the kids. We get to see them in a little different setting. So you get to go on the ice and you get to talk to them, and you get to see them in drills, and you get to see them in a game. So maybe something you've talked to them on the ice about, now they can put it into their game. Because one of the biggest things you want to look for is how smart a player is.
Sure.
Like they do. Obviously as coaches, we all want the competitive players and we want them to work hard and all that. Those are the no-brainers, what any coach will tell you. But I think hockey sense is such a huge thing, so you have that interaction a little bit more when you're practicing. And then obviously it's the caliber of the players. I mean, there's only 6 teams here, so the caliber is really high. There's some really, really good young players, and then there's some older players that step in. And for us, I should get to our league, we can only take 18-year-olds or older. So 1999 birth dates can only come this year to be able to interbred, so to speak, or to be an import. So we're looking for those players and older, but we're also scouting the younger players too. It's gone. Hockey now is such a science. You know, you're looking at players for 2 or 3 years down the road, and he's got such a good mix of that. So I think all those things combined make it a wonderful camp. And obviously we get to come down here to Phoenix, which is
you get the amazing hot weather, right?
Love it, absolutely love it. So I mean, I think you know, you put everything, all those things, you know, in a box, and you got a first-class camp here.
Amazing. Well, we appreciate your time, and thank you for being here. Looking forward to seeing you next year, we hope.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Hi, it's Angel, and I'm back here at the West Coast Hockey Elite Junior Exposure Camp, and I'm here with the very tall Mr. Hugh Larkin. I hear you're from Detroit, Hugh. Tell me where you're from, where you play, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Hugh Larkin. I'm from Detroit. I play for Detroit Little Caesars, U18. I'm here looking to make a Junior A team, preferably BCHL. So, yeah.
How long have you been playing hockey?
Ever since I was little. My dad used to play hockey, and you know, he carried on to me. He got drafted by the Maple Leafs, so.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. So there's a gazillion camps, junior camps, all over the United States.
Oh, yeah.
What brought you here to Phoenix, Arizona at this camp?
I'm here to. I talked to Ryland Firster. He's a BCHL coach for the West Kelowna Warriors, and I'm here to impress him and try to make a team.
So how neat that is that Ryland, who I just interviewed, is coming here and had you come here so that he could watch you here in Phoenix, which isn't known to be a huge hockey place. But how are you enjoying the weather, by the way?
Oh, it's very hot compared to Detroit. I've never heard of hot wind. You know, it's the first time. It's blazing out here.
Even when the wind blows, it's hot, right?
For sure.
Yeah, very much so. So, what do you think? Have you been to other junior camps before?
Yeah, I've been to plenty. This year, I already went to 2. First I was in Chicago for the Bloomington Thunder camp. Okay. Then right after that, I went to St. Louis for the Sioux City Musketeers.
So I've had several people tell me that one of the really neat things about this camp is it's very personal, meaning the coaches really get to know you. They're not, and the scouts, I mean, they're not just out watching you with their clipboards. They're getting to know you. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that and how this camp is good for that, to be honest with you.
They're very welcoming. You know, they influence you to go up and talk to them. You know, that's what I've done, and they have had presentations. All the coaches are there, all the meetings. You know, they have Q&As and everything. So it's very informative, you know.
Good, good. So you've enjoyed yourself?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Very, very good hockey. Very physical.
Good. Well, we do appreciate you interviewing with us. We appreciate you being here. Good luck to you. And it's Hugh Larkin, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure you guys get his name, Hugh Larkin, so when he gets in the NHL, you know I interviewed him. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back here with another player here at the West Coast Elite Junior Prospect Camp, and this is Mr. Norlin Kavanagh. Norlin, tell us where you're from, who you play for, all that good stuff.
I play for the Hampton Roads Whalers in the USPHL, and I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Chesapeake, Virginia. Now, I'm pretty sure I just interviewed your dad, who is the GM for...
the Hampton Roads Whalers.
Amazing how that works. Yeah. No, not that you haven't earned your spot. So tell us what you think about this camp.
There's some hardworking players out here. Definitely a good compete level in most games, but I like all the guys. Great coaches, great environment all around.
How are you surviving the heat?
Not very well. It's pretty boiling out
Pretty boiling. It's nice to be inside here. Tell us have you been to other prospect camps before, or is this your first?
This is pretty much my first year where I've gone to any. I went to the Boston pre-draft this year, but that's pretty much it.
You're a little younger, right? You're 2000,
yes,
so you're just kind of at that peak where you kind of are getting ready to go on to bigger and better things eventually here. What are you looking to do in your future? Are you looking to play like a D1 school, or what's your end goal?
Far end future, definitely go D1 or a really high team somewhere. I'm not too sure yet. Still figuring out all the higher leagues and everything, but definitely D1. That's what I'm looking for.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we so appreciate your time, and we are glad you're here, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hi, we're back again with another one of the players here at the camp, and this is Mr. Stephen Avalon. And Stephen is actually from Nevada, but plays here in Phoenix, Arizona, correct?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Nevada. I've played there since I was about 8 years old. Started hockey from my dad. He's from New York, so that kind of got me started with the game. And it's my second year of midget AAA. just love the game.
And who are you playing for here in Arizona?
For the 18U AAA team.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, not Nevada's even behind Phoenix in hockey, so it's great that. So tell us a little bit about that. You've been here a couple of years, and how fantastic is it to have an actual juniors exposure camp in Phoenix, Arizona?
Oh, I think it's great. The level's awesome. The coaches are high level, Division I, BCHL, NA, USHL, all the leagues I desire to play in. It's just awesome. The level's great, and I think the kids here are really talented.
Perfect. And what is your end game? Are you looking to go college D1? Are you looking?
I'm looking to play professional.
Okay, perfect. Good for you. That's a great goal. A lot of people have also expressed that the camp here, one of the nice things about it is it's not just a bunch of kids getting on the ice and a bunch of scouts in the audience, that it's very personal, and that they're coming and talking to you. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think it's great that the player-to-coach ratio is way better than it is at other camps. I think the other ones are more money makers, in my opinion. I think that the connections between the coaches, like the 18U coaches and the players, is great. You really get to meet the coaches and get a close relationship for the future.
Perfect. Well, we do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be looking for you at that professional level one of these days.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, and I'm back with the man that's made this whole camp happen, Mr. Brent Goff. Did I say that correctly?
That is correct, yes.
West Coast Hockey Elite Prospect Camp. And tell us a little bit about, first of all, thank you for having us. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
So I moved down to the desert 3 years ago, and my wife's from Prescott, Arizona, so that's what brought us here. And I started this camp up last year, and this year is my second year doing it. It's an exposure camp. I bring in 12, this year we have 12 coaches. They'll obviously grow a little bit, but bring in some guys from Western Canada, Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, and come down and watch our players here in Arizona and also out of state, and give these kids a really a good look. We have 6 teams here, so you get a lot of looks by these guys, and that's kind of my whole purpose of it. I like quality over quantity, and I think I deliver that.
So you are from Canada, correct?
Yes, I am.
So you're used to that caliber of, for lack of better words, good hockey. Not that we don't have great hockey here, and the programs here have grown exponentially and all that stuff, but it's rare to have a junior camp in Phoenix, Arizona, so this is wonderful. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's, I came down here, and I was with West Kelowna Warriors for 4 years prior to coming, and I started a camp in Las Vegas as well, actually, for our team down there, so that was where it all started, and when I moved down here, I thought, there's definitely a market for it.
Sure.
We're kind of on an island here for hockey. As you know, parents, it's a costly sport to play, and I wanted to bring coaches here so players don't have to go out of state and spend a lot of money to get seen by guys, and that's kind of where it all started. And into my second year, we've grown a little bit, and I think the quality of hockey is great.
So kudos to you, because one of the things that all the players and the coaches and GMs have said to me is that this has been a very personable camp for them. Personable. A lot of times you go to junior camps and there's 600 kids on the ice and there's 60 scouts in the audience and they just have their clipboards and there's no interaction to get to know the kids. So tell us a little bit about that. How
Yeah. So like I said, there's about 12 guys here, and over my time coaching in the BCHL, that's where I met them all, and they all become my friends, and they come down and help me out, and they are great. They're very personal with the kids, and I tell the kids, go up and introduce yourselves to these guys. That's why they're here. If you don't introduce yourself, then you may get an opportunity to pass. So we encourage them. We had a good seminar last night with John Buchanan, talked about kind of a parent's role in hockey as well, but the kids were there, and it was great. And I tell them, if you want to get seen and be seen too, you need to get out there and expose yourself and talk to these guys, because as much as they're here to watch, but if you go up and talk to them, that puts something in their brain to make sure they watch you when you go to a camp like these. And that's my biggest thing for kids. When you go to a camp, whether it's an email, a phone call, whatever it's going to be to a coach, at least you get your name in their head before you go, and so they're going to watch you because they know you're going to want feedback on it. And I've been in camps where, you know, there's 200 kids, and I've done it, and it's tough to be able to scout 200 kids in 3 days.
Sure.
And that's what I say. If you can do something prior to a camp in order to, you know, have that coach remember your name, you know, it's only going to work in your favor.
I think also, and I'm sure you'd agree, one of the and then this adds to that is just the ability for kids to be able to talk to people, and the ability for kids to be able to show that they're more than just a physical hockey player, because it takes more nowadays than just the good kids on the ice, right? So I know you guys are teaching a lot about that here also. When I interviewed John earlier, which I think is phenomenal. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's a whole package, correct?
Yeah. So you know, for me, with bringing in John Mechanic this year, he did classroom sessions talking about hockey IQ, just different things, and he's great at it. And I think the kids got a lot out of that. And then, too, I have all the coaches run the practices. They're all on the benches throughout the games. And for these guys, they've been, you know, probably 100-plus years combined of hockey knowledge, or hockey coaching. And they should be able to walk into a rink and pick out the best player on the ice. Easily. Anybody can do that. So when they get on the bench, you know, they get to see how the kid reacts in a tough situation, how he treats his teammates, how he treats his coaches, how he takes feedback. And that's kind of the whole package as a player. And like I said, it's easy to pick out the best player, but when they get you on the bench and, you know, you have a bad shift and you slam your stick, well, they don't want those kids. They want kids that are going to be coachable, going to listen, be good teammates. And having those coaches on the bench, I think, exposes that for the players and them to see another side of not just hockey, it's the off ice too. And two, it's in the rink here, it's close quarters. You know, the coaches are walking around, so even just when a kid's eating lunch, you never know, he doesn't pick up his tray to put food away. You never know who's watching you, and that's what I tell the guys. I'm like, you got to act like a pro every day if you want to get to that level. So yeah, and like I said, these guys are some of my good friends, and I'm happy to have them here, and you know, they're doing a great job.
So let's toot your own horn for a little bit here. You have how many kids?
120 this year.
120 kids. They're not all from Phoenix, correct?
No, they're not. So it's, you know, obviously there's a base of the Phoenix kids. You know, we have guys from all different programs here. So, and then we have a kid from Detroit. We have a kid from Lloydminster, Alberta. We have kids from Washington. We have kids from Virginia Beach. We have kids from all over. And to make this successful, you know, for me too, with the Arizona kids, I want to bring in kids from out of state so they can see what their competition is. Because all these kids play each other throughout the year, and you know, it's the same. But if you bring in different kids and different competition, it raises the play. And on day two, I think I've just seen one of the best games I've seen in a camp for a long time.
That's amazing. The kids I've talked to have said it's been very physical, which is amazing, and it's been a lot of fun, which is also amazing, because if you're not having fun, you're not going to do your best, right? And additionally, one of the kids I was talking to from Detroit said that one of your scouts actually brought him here to see him play. So I thought that was really amazing. That, you know, other scouts.
Hockey it's a small world, and it's networking. So, like I said, it's, you know, I bring these guys in, and they can help me as well by doing that exact same thing. They say, hey, I'm going to be in Arizona. It's cheaper for you to fly down to Arizona than it is to go to West Kelowna, British Columbia. It's easier to get to here. So it makes it, you know, it's a good spot for kids to come. But yeah, and hockey's all about networking. And who you know. And so the more these guys can help me, it's only going to get better.
Well, they've all had wonderful things to say about you, and just from the short time I've been here, it looks like an amazing camp. We're looking forward to it being, you know, you can always grow. It's always bigger and better, right? Next year.
But for me, like I said, I like quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
And everybody keeps saying to me, you got to grow it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be honest with you. But I like where it's at right now, and I'd rather raise the level of play than adding more teams and stuff right now. I don't think I'm quite there yet.
Well, you've done an amazing job. Is there anything else you'd like to let everybody out there know? Or
no, I just want to say thank you for coming, and obviously thank you for the coaches. And like the big thing for me is I know that there's a lot of camps like this out there. There's camps all over the Southwest and all over the country. So, and I just want to say thank you to the people, the players, the families that have come out and supported it, and hopefully they really enjoy it, and we'll get them back next year.
Perfect. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.